Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back once again to Anno 1800. I'm very good of you to join and stick around, glad you still enjoy the content. And we continue onwards in Manola right away. Our glorious tropical island gets more love, right? We've neglected it for quite some time. And of course, it's turning into more and more of a powerhouse, an industrial one for my main city. But also, of course, for it itself to grow from a colony to a big city. One thing here that we have is the cigar production now that is really in full swing, so there's always tobacco coming in and production is always up. If I check it out, we do have some minor consumption of cigars. I mean, actually it's quite a bit, right? It's 2 tons of cigars that we consume here, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, there it is, it's the happiness, right? So that is something we can keep online. I could also turn it off. For now, I'm going to keep it on because what I can see is that even with this, we do have a very good surplus now of plus 6 tons with crown folds. That's quite okay, and we can leave it at that for the moment. The trade route is already on its way, delivering. Next in line, we have our airships that I would like to get cracking. And for this, the next and final phase of the airship hangar finally has been finished. And with that, we can finish this beautiful building that we have now right over here. And also, what I can see right away is that this is not OCD friendly here. Now, in that case, we do now need, as we can see, the aluminum that we're already producing in these 4 foundries that we have over there. The problem though is, yeah, production is not that fast. So I think we do have quite a bit of bauxite at this point. Yep, it's 600 tons almost, and the coal shouldn't be that much worse. Very good. So let's actually go ahead and just pump out a bit more of that because we want to get more aluminum. It's very slow right now. 22 tons is what we have. For the first airship, then the Harpy, we would already need 25 tons. Also, on top of that, we need helium. For helium, we have everything set in place now as of the last episode. The clay trade route is coming in and the saltpeter trade route is coming in. And this then leads me to an industrial oil press. That is something that can be improved by electricity. So if I want to build this now, I'm going to build me that somewhere over here. In this case, it has a radius around that. Pretty interesting, right? Because this one here takes the fish oil. So it's made with the fish oil factories in mind. So if we build it over there, it can actually take some of them in, as we can see. This is producing, 2 times per minute. The helium extractor produces 4 times, so we need at least 2 of these guys here if I want to make this work. So let's go ahead and actually get me some 2 in. And as we can see, we do actually have a bit of forest over here that we can use for this, right? So they're 100% that we want to use here. And that would be a 100% over there. Let's go with 2 of them, right? We have the workforce, the money is fine too. And this one here actually has the warehouse right next to it, right? Going to take a while to plant this, quite a bit of time. It's going to be a lot of time. By the way, here, let's rebuild them again. So we have the fish oil working. After that, it's really just the helium extractor. And you know what? Let's actually build this one already as well in one of my helium pockets that we have. So this one over there. Let's go ahead and start with it. Displacing helium requires a resource, industrial lubricant. You can establish this production chain nearby. And there we have those things now going. That's going to still take a bit of time before this becomes fully active. What is becoming active though is the siege of this island here again, because the white flag is overwhelming. So we can take over this island here immediately, no problems. Very good. The loot, as always, is not that important to me. For now, though, what we're doing is I'm going to actually keep the ships there because she is coming in, right? And we can keep them there to surprise her and say hello. In the meantime, I would like to continue with another monument in Crown Falls. We should really fill in those empty spots over here from time to time now. And one of them is, of course, the World Fair that we have then somewhere over here. I think this is looking rather central to me. Let's actually place it right away. And she envisions this anyway, like everything. And in this case here, we can start with that phase right away. The farmers, the timber, and the cement we have. I mean, the farmers, that's a bit flexible. Those farmers that we have, they just need to work a bit harder, right? And let's just go ahead and also get me a warehouse here so those people get the materials right around the corner. And once this has been finished, we can then put some juicy ornaments all around it here as well. Another thing in Manola, once again, that is basically the prime focus for this episode here. We're also starting with the Docklands, so we can also have this bugger somewhere then here. We just need a bit of free harbor space somewhere here, right? There we have it then. That's the foundation. Poof, there we have it. And actually I think, once again, I made the tiny mistake of going with a triple road here, which is really not fitting to the Docklands, right? So a quadruple road usually works the best. So if you'll go like this, just for this main building, you have then this big street that goes all the way down there. And with that, we can also now start with the exporting and importing of goods for Manola. And of course, we also should have, there it is, some export offices available already that I can also then go ahead with. Now, the thing though is, if I go for exporting, we should have 2 already. 1, all right. That's not that much. And we can now actually then import stuff that we need, right? We still use the same pyramid that we have in the old world as well, only that we don't have most of these goods on stock, right? But timber, for example, we would have something like that along the line. But here we can now get easy things in, and one of them would be then probably the saltpeter, so we don't need to import that. And what we could also really do is going with the corn and the beef. I would like to try this out now with the corn. We should have a lot of sewing machines here. None. That's a surprise to me. Alright. So we need to actually... Did I lose my trade route for this? Don't have any sewing machines in. We only have a demand of 3 tons though in Manola. And we do have a surplus production of 56 in Crown Falls. So that's around 45 that we have. Of course, we're exporting some of that too. But I can definitely go in and create me a new trade route just for sewing machines, getting them to Manola. Because with them, we can actually use them to make a nice export out of that. Or, even better, now that I think about it, I could use the aluminum production that we have to export aluminum. Because we don't need this endlessly, right? We just need it for now with the airships. But this production is cheap and aluminum is actually quite valuable. So, might be something. So let's actually do it like that and get the corn and the beef from another island, because I found one that we conquered from his hunt, right? So we don't need to waste materials on that. We have corn here. Beef you can do anywhere. It's a beautiful big island. That's important. Lots of space on it because the coal demand is actually rather high that we have them. So let's go ahead and get the timber from Manola. I'm also going to push some bricks in. And just in case, I would like to have a bit more workforce going here. A commute pier with the 30 influence is for free. Yeah, let's go in and also get me some ponchos and some fried plantains so that we can probably upgrade a few of these guys as well. We will just need primarily the jornaleros here on this island. The cool thing about this island too is it has clay deposits. We can use them to further bolster our aluminum production. And it also has bauxite, that's not something. Oil, that's something we can use again. And I think, there it is, okay. It's 2 oil fields again. And no beach area close by. No, it will be this beach area here too. So we need to be careful there once we start with the corn production. And once again, let's actually go ahead right away while the ship is on its way already. Just going a smaller village here. And I might actually, yeah, once again have this one here in the center for Taito 2, which is a horrible name. So let's just rename it to Valdepena. What a beautiful name. One of my Patreon supporters. Thank you very much. And in this case, once again, we're going to have, I mean, there's so much space here. A big city is tempting for it. But I guess once again, we're just going with jornaleros this time around. Definitely get them a chapel so we can abuse the work mechanic. Let's give a bit of a space around the chapel. Something over there. As I don't want them to be too unhappy there. And yeah, the triple road goes from here around the chapel. With the double road in here, something like that. And then in the back here, I'm probably going ahead with my corn. Or we could also have it over there, since it's a very stretched island. Having some corn production over here and some corn production down here would make sense. Now I think this is looking proper. We got the first cornfields over here and the first beef farms over there, and we have plenty of room for more expansion if I want that. And let's not forget that we still need one road actually up here also that represents a train line for me, because I'm pretty sure at some point we're going to need all that juicy oil, something like that. Now let's quickly check it out for Manola. In this case, first of all, we need to find it, of course. There it is. The total consumption right now for bombins is 4 and for tortillas is 4. So let's calculate with 8 in mind at the least. I mean, money is really not the issue here. The timber should also be in at this point. There you go. So that we can immediately start building all these people here. They can move in now. There we go. Also get a chapel right away. And also get the remaining timber off board. And I think I'm going with one more round of timber then as well right away. Another oil tanker has arrived. That's great stuff. I think it was for my oil. Now, Manola oil we're not going to use anymore. It's not going super down really, right? But it's still not something that's overflowing in any way. So in this case here, let's keep it as it is for the moment. And use the oil tanker then for one of my other oil havens that we have at this point here. This one is fine too, right? So nothing that we need to worry about. And this one here is absolutely fine too. So there's also nothing we need to worry about. Just in case we get another oil harbor out then at some point. I mean, Alamari has 13 oil fields over there. That would also be nice because it's my safe area, right? So we have the unsafe area more or less down here and the safer area up here that is a bit more fortified. In this case, that means we need to have at least 4 cornfields to make the current demand happy. But of course, making the current demand happy is never the target, right? It's going beyond that. So 8 it is for now. Let's just build the whole row here. That's 30,000. What a beautiful sound. And in this case, the fields of corn in all its glory, once again ready to also be boosted them with the trade union. That is enough. I'm not going once again with the tractor here, even though you could, and I'm also not using the fertilizer really, right? Because I don't think really we're going to need that much corn in the future. The trade union is just doing all of it. And in this case over here we have the same thing and the ratio is the same, so I'm going with 4 beef farms here, 2 and 2, and with that we've also fulfilled basically doubled the demand of what is to come. Once again also with a trade union at the center of it all to boost them up then as well. Yeah, a bit more timber wouldn't be so bad. Workforce is just enough for this production now. And Valdepena is a new supplier of very important goods. Now we head back right away to Manola. And in Manola, I want to finalize these 2 productions now that we have going. So the first one was the tortilla, right? This is now fine. This is producing 2 per minute. That means we only need 2 of them really to make the whole demand filled. With 4, we should be fine because we have double the demand, double the production, and with electricity, we actually have up to quadrupled the production then of what we actually need right now and for the foreseeable future. So once again, this might be something for this area here that we can have. I could also go ahead and have it in my coffee zone since it's really not that many that I need, right? 4 of them would be fine already. So having them along the train lines here would do wonders to me. There is the electrical power plant at some point, right? So if I have it on the other side as well a bit, that should be fine. Let's just see if we can squeeze that in here. Having those 4 is already the total production, right? There's the road for it. There's the road for it. And we can also make another road here if I want to. Just to get things going. And that's it, right? That's my whole production of tortillas that I'm probably ever going to need. Or at least for a very long time. The other thing is my bombins that we have. Now for the bombins, it's actually also quite easy. The cotton we have in huge surplus. Yeah, we should be way full on cotton. The thing is, we're not consuming cotton anymore for the cotton fabric, for the fur coat production. So that production is still there though, right? There it is in all its glory. Too much, of course, but I knew I needed it at some point. And that means we only need the felt producer. For this, we have the alpaca farms up here. We have way too much alpaca at the moment, yet I'm still going to, just going to give this a go here. And I'm just going to get my output up there a bit further. So we can actually just plant me a few more of these. Somewhere over here. There you go. Another 4 that we have then here. And in that case, let's also upgrade this warehouse there. And let's build them. They're dirt cheap, right? And I'd rather have the surplus for this. In this case, with that, we only need 2 felt producers really. If we boost them, 2 would be enough already for a very long time there as well. So I'm also going to get this going here somewhere. I still would like to have a few buildings though for the city here too. Or should this be an industry zone just as a whole? I think it will also make sense just to stay as an industry zone, basically forever. This whole area up to this point, right? Because Manola is already growing. Now, let's keep this one available for now, and let's actually get the felt done somewhere else in my other industry zone that we have over here. Also an area that gets boosted then over time with electricity. So the felts, yeah, I'm going with 4, even though I know this is way too much. We're not going to need more aluminum smelters, so that should be fine too. And then we just need those 4 bombing weavers, really. You know what? While I fiddle around, let's actually get this over here. That's a much safer route for me to take care of. And with that, yeah, let's actually build them already. And once again, I'm going to double the production right away. The same goes for these here, right? Basically, twice as much as what we need. And just to stockpile that a bit as well. These productions here that we have now. Bombings, tortillas, very important. 2 super nice things coming in. That leaves me now with the sewing machines only, and that's a simple trade route. And then we actually have everything fulfilled for my obreras. And let's just go ahead. I think we don't have any capacity anymore. When I look at this, it's just the oil. Nah, the caoutchouc is also its own trade route. The clay, Manola. This one actually is an inner New World one, and this one is going to Cape Trelawney, but that's the beer and saltpeter. I would also like to keep this separated. So we're actually going to make a new trade route here. And once again, it's a new trade route between Crown Falls and Manola, one of many. And in this case here, we're picking up the sewing machines. Yeah, let's go with 300 tons. And then we still have buffer, right? So we can still add more products here as well down the road. And I'm definitely going to get me one of my trade ships with a white flag. Clotho. Clotho, where are you? What a name. Clotho, please go over there to my salvager real quick, because my salvager is my white flag purchaser, right? So Old Date has proved quite valuable in getting white flags. You get them quite often actually in stock, right? And they're not that expensive, and re-rolling is super cheap as well. So you can basically do this a long time. And my goal is to just, you know, get more white flags for all the cargo ships that we build, so that we don't have these annoying attacks bother us anymore. Well, oops. Lost one, but 3 re-rolls later, there's another one already again. And let's just get my cargo ships boosted. By the way, another cargo ship comes out. We are building none right now. 60 influence we have. I'm not going with warships for now. I rather... the Triton. Hey, that also sounds pretty cool. The Reefer ship, the swiftest ship. I don't need swift ships. I need the huge collier. There you go. Because with that we can trade even more, and we actually also get the Tycoon bonus out of it. Out of having that fleet available here. That boosts my movement ship of all the ships that we have by 10%. 40 minutes for the World Fair. That's of course because of the horrible farmer imbalance that we have. And of course we do have still some room here to fiddle around with. Right, for asterisks, but really we shouldn't do this endlessly here. And also, oh yeah, I will also need some building materials over in asterisks, because I have not built a hospital there yet. Now with the tortillas and the bombings now being fulfilled and the sewing machines coming in with the trade route, that only leaves me now with the atoll drink that we need for the obreros for the hacienda, and the normal obreros will actually be then completely fulfilled already. That is nice though. Where is this atoll production? It's actually pretty hard to find, and it is in fact a brewery recipe. So it's in the hacienda brewery that we need to make this one here. And let's just have a look at that right away. And this one needs the corn. Perfect. Corn is coming in now very soon in high quantities. On the other hand, we need some sugar cane as well. That is something we also have theoretically, but I don't think we have a trade route going for it. So we have the sugarcane production, of course, down here in Alameri, and we're pretty much full on rum, right? There is also, it should be a pretty big surplus production. Holy cow, yes, 40 tons as a surplus production is way too much. So all I need to do here really is having a trade route set up that does the job for us. I don't have still a trade ship available. One normal royal clipper would be fine already for me. I don't need to get a new cargo ship going for this. So it's a very short trade route, very short distance, right? And this one gets it done. I don't think... So wait a second. There's the cloth though that we still need to do. If you do too many things at once, you miss out on most of them. Get the white flag over. Start the trade route with the sewing machines. There you go. And let's immediately jump back again. Because now we also want to get this trade route here going. I think I don't have any trade route right now that connects these two islands, right? No. So that's a new New World trade route, Alameri to Manola. And this one is basically now getting us the sugarcane over in bigger quantities to Manola. And it's just going to be one of those ships. Olympia is not in the region, unfortunately. So it's going to be the new ship that we build right now. That's going to be finished soon, hopefully. 5 minutes. And then we can actually activate this trade route. I don't want to use a big cargo ship like Nyx for this. That's too valuable, right? Let's get some more timber. Oh, we don't have that much timber left. Plenty of timber though in Alameri. That is something I can also do, by the way, because we have a timber production up and running in Alameri. And we do need a lot of timber in Manola. Let's actually also add that as a new good as well for this trade route here. That's going to be quite valuable. Alright, and with that we can then also upgrade these guys here, the Hacienda Brewers to Hacienda Artistas. That's going to be glorious. For now though, I need to wait. And in this case, we have more breweries over there. I would like to add even more breweries here now that are going to take care then of the production for this, right? And let's just see, there's my industry zone, so it makes sense to me to have my breweries then here. Let's start with 4 of them for now. There's still a school that's a bit out of place perhaps, right? So the school we can actually move a bit further up here towards the cliffs there. That's actually a nice playground for the kids. Doesn't look too deadly. It doesn't. Wild animals should be extinct from that at this point already. So in this case, there we have it. Let's make a double road here, kind of like as the end point, right? That connects then my hacienda with my Docklands. So that this harbor area here is growing then as well. And what we still need here then is, of course, check the demand for this strange good. And it's 2 tons that we need right now. So it's going to be manageable overall. Once the goods are in, of course. In the meantime, we need to quickly jump over to Mbesa because Miss Hunt has started an attack on Strath Rancor. One of my islands that we have over here that is producing, yeah, some teff right now. In this case, it was a bombing. So she actually, I think, wanted to go in now with the ships, but got distracted again by my Bismarcks. Might be right about this. Let's actually implement a patrol here from the harbor area to this upper channel area here, because she's actually trying to get through here from time to time. It makes sense for me to close this area off with my Bismarcks, so that she can't really enter the central area of Mbesa anymore. Alright, just a small distraction. In Manola, in the meantime, another new clipper comes out in all its glory. And let's immediately assign this now to my trade route here. There doesn't need to be a white flag on it, as there's really no danger. Right, and with that, let's put this one to the new world. There you go. Also, where's my ship with the timber? Already here, of course. Let's get off with the timber, and let's also start building us some depots here now. But really just some small depot here so that this looks like a proper harbor area or something, right? So we might actually make it like this, where the ships can enter then, to boost, of course, our storage here. And with that, Nyx 2 is going to be on this trade route now that we need to create from Valdepena to Manola. And of course, it's going to be hopefully the beef that's already full. There it is. And also the corn. Nyx, off you go. And this one here is now a New World trade route. And this one is the sewing machines. That's New World to Trelawney. This is really getting long at this list, right? And we're still not really in the mass production area yet. So we'll just see. In this case, there's the materials now coming over. How is it looking with the harbor capacity of Manola? Looking fine, right? So there's no, traffic jam or anything like that. Another oil tanker we would have ready for action. Actually, we're full on oil now in Manola. We may... I don't need the oil yet. So I might just also get me an oil trade route. A new one. right? That is now Manola to Cape Trelawney. Another one getting me the oil over with Sotiera 2. As we always need more oil, of course, in Crown Falls. There you go. At this point, we should be expecting then the tortillas and the sewing machines coming in soon. Now, one more thing we can still also work in Manola. We can actually start in Manola with it, since we have the aluminum now. And that is a lifestyle need. Yes, I said it. I know they exist, of course. But usually I'm not going with them too early because I think they're not super balanced. But balance, especially monetary-wise, doesn't really matter to me that much anymore. It's all about completion. And in this case here, thank you very much for the engineer. All mines require workforce reduction by 100%. Yeah, mining trade unions are always bad, right? Because you usually can only get 2 mines into one trade union. Now we have the communications tab over there. And this is actually global. This is something that we also have in Crown Falls, right? And this is one of the more interesting mechanics, I think. So we have 3 types of ladders. And they're getting more complicated, and they require then different types of trade, right, between my cities. With the overseas mail then, of course, the Manola Crown Falls postal trade route that we're going to create. But right now I would like to work on the local mail. That is something that fulfills the demand for local mail and boosts my obrero workforce and my coin income. I think for the Jornaleros, we do have the same thing, of course. It also would boost my workforce of Jornaleros and coin right away. And for this, all we need is, yeah, postal offices that require aluminum. There we have it. I haven't started with that yet, so it might be a good idea to do this now. And there you go. And the more people are in the radius of a postal office, the higher the production of local mail will be, right? And we can actually totally mix it up. It wouldn't matter that much. And let's actually go in and take these obreros here, move them over, and build us our first post office. By the way, there is some higher areas then as well, with the central post office being the biggest one. That's a modded version, and we're going to check it out then later as well. I would like to start with my first post office then somewhere over here, right? We're getting a nice radius in. This area not that much, but that's okay, as we're going to build several of them anyway. And there it is. Post offices work like production buildings. The world finally connects itself with ladders. Isn't that great? Always a beautiful moment as well, as we open up the first post office. Production for the local mail starts right away. And as we can see, we have a processing time here of 16 seconds. That's quite a bit, right? It's not going to be enough though. So I'm going to go with the second postal office right away. And I think here in the center, it would also make sense to me. Yeah, somewhere here, right? So instead of these 4 obreros, we can move them once again. Where should we move them? You know what? Let's get rid of these Jornaleros there. Move these guys over and get us another postal office then here as well. For all of these people there. We're a bit stretched here with Manola, right? Based on geography of the city. So in this case, we cannot implement too many at once there. But this is another production now that is running. Can we already see this? I think the local mail we cannot see yet. There it is. Alright, so we have a total production of 7. Alright, let's unlock local mail for my population. Immediately it's getting fulfilled. Boosting my obrero workforce as well. That's something I like. Let's check it out again. As you can see, yeah, it's just a total surplus of 1. Right? I don't know why there's a 3 here. Doesn't make sense. So the production is 7 and the consumption is 6. So 1 surplus we have. So it will not be enough to fulfill it for my Jornaleros yet. But of course, I would also like to get me one of these for my Hacienda ones. So I could have it over here and then one for the lower side. Or we just take the full circle here. This could also work out. Let's do this. Right, let's take these 2 blocks there again, move them. And get me another one over here. To also get me another production. This actually takes then 18 seconds. Very good. The thing is, I think we need to... No, we don't need to do it separately for the Hacienda Obreros. So they both work together on this to get that boost. Unfortunately, no happiness boost comes out of that. So this is the downside of it. And with that, we have a surplus now of 6 tons. And this should be enough to unlock it also for my Jornaleros. To also get me a bit more workforce there and a bit more money. It's of course the smallest letter. Because look at that. The overseas mail would be already triple the bonus. And this will be even more severe for Breros. And even more severe than of course in Crown Falls. Just check it out again. Local mail. Yep, nice surplus of around 3 to 4 tons right now. And the whole of Manola has been supplied with local mail. Before Crown Falls even. Who would have thought about that?
Your people are rioting.
We have the aluminum. So I think it also makes sense now to start with the airship platform. The first one, the first airport, more or less, has been finished. And once again, it was in Manola. How very surprising. Now with that, I still need to build my airships. And there's still no aluminum in. Where is my saltpeter? The trade route is on. Do we not have saltpeter in Crown Falls? We should have saltpeter in Crown Falls. Yeah, 2,300. Where's my trade route that is doing the job? That's actually 2 ships on it. Oh, they're both together, right? They're both very close together. It's probably... There it is. 100 tons. Alright, so it's coming in any moment now, and then we'll finally have the helium production up and running. Of course, we also will need to check out then the mail delivery services for Crown Falls. That is the next step. The World Fair can actually be also finished. Very good, because we were lacking quite a few farmers there. Now we're going to lack workers. That's even better. The rest we have. Let's continue with that right away. 1,000 workers. I wonder where we get them. Yeah, I already have my target. There it is, right? They need to grow up again. And then we should have the workforce for this ready as well. So far so good. Manola finally got some development. We continue onwards in Manola right away in the next episode with, yeah, probably Artistas finally. And of course also more development for Crown Falls. Hope you enjoyed this one. Stay tuned.